your energy throughout the week? Do you have energy that is really steady and rock solid and you can count on it? Or are you like me where your energy kind of goes up and down and up and down, and you've got big plans and then you wake up the next day and your energy isn't there to support you? I'd love to know. Tell me in the comments. Got hair wonking. Sorry about that. So the reason I'm asking this is because this morning, there it is. This morning I had big plans. I was going to get up and get some work done. And when I woke up, I had big plans last night. I knew I was up to. And then when I woke up this morning, my energy was like rock bottom. I had a headache and I was like, how the hell am I supposed to get through this day? And I actually had a different plan for what I wanted to talk about with you. But this conversation matters, and that's why I want to bring it to you. So tell me if you struggle with energy as well, and let me tell you a little bit more about why we're talking about this. So around here, we talk about marketing, okay? We've got some email marketing content coming up, and we were talking about strategy last week, and next week I'm already excited that we're going to be talking about things like naming your business and naming programs. I'm going to have a special guest, which I'm excited about. But we also, if we're going to talk about businesses, and if we own our own businesses, like I do, and you may, then we're also talking about mindset. And we're also talking about working in your business while working on your business. And we're talking about balance and balancing work with life, but also balancing working on your marketing, but also working within your business. So on your business versus in your business. On your business is like working on your marketing and working on your business structure. Working in your business would be working with your clients or your customers or working on your product. So when it comes to that, therefore, we need to have this conversation about how you manage the bad days. Because maybe you wake up and have a big plan to get stuff done like I did today, where I've got a program that I'm getting up on my website, and you wake up and you're like, oh my God. And if you're the one that owns all the hats and you wear all the hats or most of the hats, that's a huge problem. We can't be in that situation where we're feeling so little energy and yet we have so much to do. What do you do with that situation? That's my question for you. And I want to know what you do with that situation. Cheryl, good morning. You want to know if others don't struggle with managing energy because you believe most people do. I think so too, Cheryl. I think that this is a real thing. And the question becomes, what do you do about it? I posted something on LinkedIn, a poll on LinkedIn about this actually. And I was really, I'm looking forward to hearing what you all think about it as well. And the poll that I posted on LinkedIn was asking, how do you handle your workload when your energy is so low and you have a ton to do? And the options I put up were, do you rally and be like, all right, we're getting it done anyway? Do you adjust your deadlines? Do you go back to bed, or is there something else you do? And I really enjoy the answer of adjusting your deadlines, because I think we forget, even as business owners, we have that choice. Who set the deadlines? Maybe our customers did. Depends on what you're working on. But if you're talking about your marketing, which is what we talk about around here, we set those deadlines. So we can make those shifts if we need to, if that's what's going to happen. But sometimes it is about rallying. I had a plan to be here today with you, and I was like, okay, there's going to be some rallying because I wanted to make sure I was here. But I also made a shift on my topic because I wanted to talk about this with you and find out. So Cheryl, tell us in the comments, and anybody else who's watching or even on the replay, tell us in the comments, what do you do when your energy is not in line with the activities that you have planned for yourself? Because, oh my gosh, that can be a really messy situation. And I just want to know what your answers are in that. I got an answer from in the LinkedIn's poll. And I'll put that in the comments after I've gone live. I'll do that later. But my question, so one of the people, her name's Sarah, responded to the LinkedIn poll and suggested this great idea. And this is just one of many strategies, I'm sure, but she suggested that she starts with something very easy to just create a sense of accomplishment. And I thought that was a great idea, right? What's something, when you look at your to-do list, there are books like Eat That Frog and other strategies that suggest that we begin with the big stuff. First thing in the morning, get the hard stuff, the big stuff, the intimidating things done. But if you're waking up and your energy's like through the floor and you're like, I got nothing, doing one of the quick things that you might normally do later on is a great way to get yourself started, to get the ball rolling, to be like, okay, I can function. So it's an interesting answer to how to rally, or that's that rallying strategy if you've got stuff to do. So Cheryl says, I need to honor my body energy. So if it's a hard day, I might start with meditation or stretching. Yeah, I rolled from the bed to the floor and started stretching. I had this massive headache. I took a shower, which was desperately needed anyway, so that worked out. But and it's better. It's better. It's also, and Cheryl is a health coach. It's also about eating right, right? It's about making sure we're fueling our bodies, making sure we're getting the sleep we need, making sure we're getting that balance to support the structure that we're doing every day, the world that we live in. But sometimes it just doesn't work. Today's weather outside has just got some high pressure to it. And I'm just like, it's just throwing my body off. And so what do? The shower actually made a big difference, and making sure I had a good breakfast. Debating on adding a little caffeine to the day, more than usual. Cheryl says water. And other times I might need to dance. Yeah, there's all sorts of things that we can do. I love that physical, paying attention to your body that Cheryl's talking about. So there are answers. And one of the things that I've got a few things I want you to walk away with today, but one of them is that we have options and choices, right? And we have to honor and listen to our body and our energy. But then we can also have some control over it. Am I rallying? Am I backing out and adjusting my deadlines? Am I going back to bed? I thought about that today, I'll tell you that, but didn't. So there's that idea right there, okay? So good. So we're thinking about the right things. But here's the thing that I really, really want to bring to the table that I think is uncomfortable, but I'm going to bring it anyway. It's okay to not feel okay. I think that it's really easy to push back and be like, what do you mean I don't feel good? That's not okay. I need to fix it. And sometimes no. Sometimes we need to just not feel okay. And that can be really uncomfortable. We want to fix it and we want to adjust and we want to do all the things. But sometimes that going back to bed, or sometimes that taking a day off, is just an essential thing. I have kind of an automatic habit of taking part of Wednesdays off. And when I say taking it off, it might mean that I go run errands. Like I did that yesterday afternoon. I was like, okay, I'm out of here. I got to go run some errands. And it just is a disconnect for me in the middle of the week that helps me get flow throughout the week. I can step back and then come back with some more energy, usually. But it's also a great way to take advantage of not being, tied to the 9 to 5 flow as everybody else. I'm going to take advantage of everybody being at work and go do some of my shopping or something. Great time to go grocery shopping, by the way, early Wednesday afternoon. Anyway, so when I say it's okay to not feel okay, what I'm saying is sometimes our body is the one running the show, and sometimes our energy is what's running the show. And sometimes we just, like Cheryl said, need to honor that and be okay with it. Yeah, Cheryl says she agrees that we don't need to be fixed. It's okay to just be with where you are and how you feel. And I think that can be actually a stronger stance, is to be right where we are at that given moment and just be okay with it. So that's one piece, right? So we talked about, you have options, and I wanted to talk about those options of adjusting deadlines or going back to bed or something else like dancing that Cheryl's talking about. I also wanted to talk about this being okay with the uncomfortable, being okay with not being okay. And I think Cheryl's right. Most people do struggle with energy up and down, or just have energy that flows, and we have to respond to that. And when we work for ourselves, we're also in a position to respond to that and be like, okay, where am I at today? And take that into consideration so that we can have stronger days and relaxing days and recovery days and things like that. And if you're an introvert or an ambivert where you can get overwhelmed and have a need to recover, then it is a great opportunity to listen to your body and be like, you know what, I'm going to do better if I take the time to recover. And one of the things I've learned in my work is if I just try to barrel through and do this and do this and do this and do this and don't take the time to recover, my work very slowly kind of goes down and it's not as high quality, versus if I step back and really, give myself some recovery time. One of the topics I have coming up in the near future is going to be talking about what does it mean to be an introvert or an ambivert, especially when it comes to your marketing. And one of the distinctions, just a quick looking forward, one of the distinctions I've noticed is if a person understands the idea of needing to recover, they probably have a strong introvert side. Because I said something to somebody once recently, I was talking to them, and I was like, what do you do to recover? And she's like, what do you mean recover? And that, it was an indicator as we talked that was part of, that person was, she was an extrovert, and her recovery actually is connecting to other people, which is not hard for her to do. And so she doesn't ever recover because she's always got that flow of energy. Everything I've just said will make sense in an upcoming video. But if you're an maybe it already makes sense. If you're an introvert or an ambivert, you probably already know what I mean by recovery. And that might be the indicator that your body's giving you when you are not feeling up to snuff. And that's just, I think, what happened this morning is I was like, oh, maybe this isn't a great day to get that work done. If I need a lot of energy, maybe I need to find some low energy things to do, which I've now gone about doing. So I have one more idea that I want to share with you. And this relates to it's okay not to feel okay, because it can be, we have our low energy, and so we start saying bad things to ourselves about how that's a problem. We start talking about, oh my gosh, this is such a struggle, and we start being very negative. And it's easy to create a negative spiral around and feeling bad about the fact that we're feeling bad. It's very meta, feeling bad about feeling bad. And it's important that we not do that to ourselves, that we hold ourselves with compassion and give ourselves the space to be exactly who we are, where we are, when we are. And it's not easy to do that if you don't notice this, but I think it's important. And so if you notice that you're feeling negative or treating yourself badly about the fact, oh my gosh, I suck kind of stuff. First of all, don't do that. You are where you are, right? And it's okay to not feel okay. And if you find yourself in a negative spiral where it's getting worse and getting worse, it's important that we switch that up and focus on the positive. For example, we could be thinking the negative, oh my God, my energy, I'm struggling, I hate this, it's terrible that I have to deal with this. Or we could think, wow, I've tuned into this. This is good to know. Thank you to my body for letting me know what's going on. Here are some things I'm going to do about it. So yeah, being kind to yourself, don't be a bully to yourself, but also don't require yourself to do something that you're just not being able to do. There's an acceptance there and a need to be who we are. I have some illnesses, some chronic illnesses that I struggle with. And God, I'm sorry, my hair's just driving me crazy today. I have some illnesses that I struggle with, and it's really easy for me to be like, oh my God, what's wrong with me? This sucks. And to really get negative. Or if I think about it, I try to think more, okay, I know this about my body and I know it does better when I treat it a certain way. So I'm going to use it as a piece of information. I'm going to thank my body for telling me what's going on, but also separate myself from my body. This is, I think, I want to say there's a little bit of a Buddhist mix in here. I don't know enough about what I'm talking about, so I'll stop. But separating my body from myself. Okay, my body is where I'm carrying my energy and where I'm getting things done. But how my body is struggling doesn't mean I as a person or as a human am a bad person. It's just my particular journey. And I find that separation, recognizing that I live in this body, but I'm not, I hope that makes sense. Cheryl, tell me if that makes sense what I'm saying. I don't know. It's a way of thinking, which, especially because I have a chronic illness, can really help me get my head around it and not be attached to it too much. But where I was trying to go, and I've wandered off here, are talking about downward spirals. Yes, it makes sense. Thank you, Cheryl. What I wanted to talk about, though, is I wanted to talk about how to deal with and how to think about negative versus positive ideas. So the negative ideas, like, for instance, I'm looking at the project I've got in front of me that I'm going to get into today, and it can feel like hard work. And I might even procrastinate around it because it's hard work. And so I've been thinking about it, honestly. I've been thinking about it for 2 months, and I need to get it done. It's going to turn out to be 2 months and 1 day of hard work, 2 months of procrastinating and 1 day of getting it done. Right? And so a way of thinking about that versus the procrastinating of it's hard work is, how about it's important work? It is, I'm going to learn how to do it. I'm capable of doing this. I have people I can turn to for help to get it done. It's not going to be as hard as I think it is. Or even, oh, I'm sure that's going to be easy. Even really switching it up. But the more we bank on how hard something's going to be, the more we procrastinate, the more we avoid it. And honestly, the harder it gets because we go into it with the struggle instead of, letting the project tell us how hard it's going to be when we do it. It's interesting because I've got a number of projects I've worked on lately on my website, and I'm comfortable with websites. I've been building them on and off for the last 13 years. That's how I began my business. And I've found that the tech has been like less clear than I've wanted it to be. And so it has been a struggle. And I could sit here and think, and it's not hard to do this, oh my God, this has been so hard. I suck. I can't believe I don't understand this. Or, wow, I'm learning some new things. I found some great tools. I've also found the people in my world that can help me with this. And I've made huge strides. And I understand it better, and then have brought some of my solutions to other people in my world as well. So it's been really powerful to go through this journey, even though it was challenging. And that's the negative versus positive. It's so easy to be pulled down by low energy or to be pulled down by the problems we trip over. And it can also be really exciting to learn the new things that are actually going to make many more things possible for us, because that's the doorway to the possibility, the doorway to the next best thing. To be very specific, I've got on my website, I've got a couple websites, but on one of them, I've got the membership, but I've also got some standalone courses that I'm opening up to make available for purchase. And, just one-off courses. You want to learn this one thing, here's the way to do it. You want to learn about blogging, here's how you can get that information. You want to learn about emailing and adding email marketing to your website, to your business. This is how you do it. And some really standalone specific stuff. And it's it can feel intimidating. There's a lot of moving parts. But once you get it going, it's like, oh, this is really empowering. This is great. And leaning into the empowering, leaning into the possibility, leaning into the excitement of new ideas can be thrilling and lift us up in those positive ways. It's not hard to lean into the negative stuff and be like, oh, but it's so hard. It's going to take a lot of work. Or, it's going to take a lot of work. Or, wow, look at what I've accomplished and what that enables me to do next and what I'm bringing to my audience, because I've figured this out, not just the program itself, but the how-to of creating the program. There's all sorts of other layers to it that are really exciting. And I'm enjoying the idea. I'm truly enjoying the idea of creating some different types of content depending on what my audience wants. Some people want to get into a membership where they're constantly being supported every week. They can come to a coaching call. Cheryl's in the membership. It's a great opportunity to help her keep stepping forward. But some people want just a standalone, teach me how to do this so that I can take action. And I want to make sure that I'm helping each of the people in my audience in the way that they need it. And that is exciting in a really invigorating way. And I say all this to say, I can hop out of bed in the morning and have a headache and feel really, really about the work I have to do and how am I going to do this. But then when you focus on who you're doing it for, the opportunities, the excitement, the changes that we're bringing, not just for ourselves, but for our customers, that energy can help us refocus and get things done, or even change how we're feeling if we stop focusing on my body feels heavy and my body feels pain versus the opportunities that I'm here to create for my audience. Gosh, I feel like I took the long way around the tree today. I hope that made some sense to you. Let me know in the comments if it did, even if you're watching the replay. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. If you are on YouTube, because I've just started my YouTube channel, and I'm needing some help actually in YouTube because I need to get the subscription up over 100 so that I can customize the channel. So pop on, I'll put that link in the comments for the non-YouTube channels where I'm at, because I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube today, and that's where I'm going live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. But I need to customize my YouTube link. So if you would hop over there and subscribe so that I can get that changed, I'd appreciate your help. So that's it for now. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for stopping by. Yeah, Cheryl says taking the focus off ourselves helps with our energy. It really, really can, especially if you wake up and you're not feeling what you need. Give your body what you need. Dance, shower, yoga, meditate, move, eat, whatever you need. But then remember why you're doing it. And let that be a way of getting you focused so that you can get the things done, so that you're not procrastinating, so that you're not avoiding. And if you are, tune into those things. What is it you're avoiding so that you can, and it usually is that mindset of negative mindset. And so you've got to think more in the what are the possibilities? What are the positives that you can focus on instead to help generate the energy you need to take action? That's the overall thing we're talking about today. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks again, Cheryl, for stopping by. I appreciate you. And let me know in the comments if you have any other ideas that help you get moving when you're having a low energy day. I'd love to hear them. That's it for now. Thanks so much for being here. And I will see you again next Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to talk about naming your business and your program. Talk to you soon.